I haven't actually played that many Far Cry games. I think I played the original and maybe Far Cry 3 back in the day, but I have now been playing a lot more lately, and all of it within VR. Since nearly all of them are compatible with Luke Ross's R.E.A.L.VR mod, I thought it was the perfect time to play them. Far Cry Primal is quite different from the other titles in the Far Cry series, but I am truly impressed by how much fun this game is, especially when experienced in VR. As always, Luke has done an excellent job of allowing players to immerse themselves in the world through VR. The cutscenes and dialogue sequences work brilliantly, making you almost forget that this isn't a native VR title. The mod adapts the game's 3D rendering for VR, providing stereoscopic 3D and head tracking. This VR experience allows for incredible immersion, despite some control limitations. The ability to look around and explore the world in 3 dimensions adds a new layer of depth to the game. It creates a feeling of being inside the environment, rather than simply viewing it from a flat screen. Although Far Cry Primal was a demanding game in its time, running it in VR significantly increases the processing load. Therefore, a reasonably powerful PC is essential for a smooth experience, although with the age of the game, a decent low to mid-range PC should suffice. If you're a fan of Far Cry or Far Cry Primal and have a VR-ready PC, it's definitely an experience worth exploring. Now, it is important to understand that the Luke Ross mods adapt the game to VR. It's not a full rework of the game, therefore the mod does not support motion controls for any game it's compatible with. You still need to use a keyboard and mouse or a PC game controller. To access the mod, you need to be a member of Luke Ross's Patreon page for a minimum of 1 month. The mod currently supports 31 games, making it a reasonable value for money, especially if you already own most of these titles. I'll add a complete list of the supported games in the description. It's important to note that newer games may occasionally have official updates that can break the mod. This means you'll need to renew your membership for another month while Luke addresses any issues caused by these updates. However, older games like this one are typically exempt from this problem as they rarely receive new official updates. Just keep this in mind when considering using this mod. Head on over to Luke Ross's Patreon page and find the pinned post. At the bottom of this post, you'll find the file to download. This pinned post should have the latest version of the mod available. Download and extract the zip anywhere on your computer and then copy all of its contents. Now go to Steam, open the options for Far Cry Primal, select Manage, and then browse local files. But make sure before installing the mod that you have run the game at least once for it to generate the config files. You'll need to paste the copied files to where the actual exe is located, which is in the bin folder of Far Cry Primal. Once pasted, you can now run the real config file. A window will pop up asking you to confirm that you want to run it. Just click Run anyway. The config should automatically install. Once done, you can click any key to continue. If it didn't run successfully, you may not be in the correct folder or haven't run the game first. Make sure you are in the exact folder where the exe is located, which may be in different locations depending on your platform. If you're using a MetaQuest, make sure to set the MetaQuest link as the ActiveXR runtime within the MetaQuest link app settings. Before loading the game in VR, launch it normally and make sure the following settings are set correctly. Within the video settings, the aspect ratio needs to be set to 5:4, but if you have a widescreen monitor, you may need to set the aspect ratio to 16:9 before trying to load the game in VR. The window mode needs to be set to windowed, and VSync needs to be off. You should be able to run the game on ultra settings if you have a decent GPU, but if you have a graphics card with a lower amount of VRAM, then you may need to run it at lower quality settings. All options in the graphics settings can be changed except for motion blur. That setting needs to remain off. In the Advanced Settings tab, make sure Field of View scaling is set to 120. In the Gameplay tab, make sure Aim Assist and Melee Assist are turned off. I would recommend starting with the graphics at a lower setting and then experimenting with them when you're in VR. Each GPU will be different, but the game can easily be run on maximum settings with an RTX 4090. Now, for the resolution, you won't need to use the R.E.A.L.VR control panel at all. It's built into the game settings for this game under the 5:4 aspect ratio option, which is why you need to run it in that aspect ratio. With an RTX 4090 and a MetaQuest 3, I can easily run the game at the maximum predefined resolution of 4900 by 3920. Getting your resolution right is what will make or break the overall experience for you, and this goes for all games when using the R.E.A.L.VR mod. If you try using a resolution that is too high for your headset and GPU, you'll start experiencing lag, ghosting, and double vision. If you start experiencing any of these things, try lowering your resolution until you start getting a crisper image and a lag-free experience. If you have a lower end graphics card with a custom setup, please share your setup in the comments, as it could help others who may be facing performance issues. And if you are enjoying my content, hit those like and subscribe buttons. And if you have any questions about anything, feel free to drop a comment. I always try to respond to every comment, and I'm always happy to help with anything if I'm able to. Until next time, I bid you all farewell.